Hey, friends, thanks for joining. Let's begin standing. So have your feet any comfortable width and just begin to turn your head side to side like you're bringing your chin towards your shoulder. Make sure you're relaxing your jaw. And at this point, just breathe freely through your nose. Begin to create a little circulation up in the cervical area. Okay, then chin up and down like you're saying yes. And now put those two together. Bring your chin down towards your chest and then move your chin toward one shoulder. Lift your chin up, chin toward the other shoulder, and then down toward your chest again. Okay, then reverse it. Go the other direction. All right, let's do some shrugs. Lift your shoulders up and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Slide them down and spread your shoulder blades. Lift them up, squeeze them together, slide them down and spread your shoulder blades. And then let's get the spine involved too, kind of like you're doing cat cow. So as you squeeze your shoulder blades together, also see if you can lengthen the area between your sternum and navel and inhale. And then when you spread your shoulder blades, shorten this area between your sternum and navel and exhale, just like you're doing a cat cow, like a standing version of cat cow. But remember with this one, don't throw your head back and forth so much. And keep your head kind of still, actually. Think more about this part of your spine as opposed to throwing your head back and forth. All right, good. Now, make big backward circles with both arms. Both arms, big backward circles. Now, here you can do a little bit of that cat-cow type movement too. So when your arms go back, inhale, open your chest and rib cage. When your arms go forward, exhale and round your back slightly. Oh, wait, make forward circles too. Got lost in the moment there a little bit. Sorry. Big forward circles. All right, you know what's next. One forward circle and one backward circle at the same time. Now, when you do these, let your shoulders turn a little bit so you get some rotation in your spine. You get a little tiny twisting motion in there as you make these opposing circles with your arms. And reverse it. Okay, good. Now, palms together, make a circular motion with your hands. So you begin to mobilize your wrists and elbows a bit. When the backs of your hands are together, maybe give a little pressure and reverse it. Go the other direction. Okay, good. Now start to shake your hands out like you're shaking any tension out that's living in the little muscles, little joints in your hands. Or imagine your hands are wet and you're trying to shake the water off. Keep relaxing your jaw, keep breathing freely through your nose. Then keep the shaking going with your hands, but add a little bouncing too. So you're using this kind of somewhat rapid movement in your lower body to shake out any tension in your upper body. Okay, good. Now make some hip circles. Pick up the old hip joints. Go both directions. Okay, now we're going to balance on one foot. So if you know you've got a really hard time balancing, you can always be near a wall or a chair, high chair or island or something here to help with your balance. But then just go ahead and lift your left foot off the floor. Lift your left knee forward and up, left foot off the floor. Focus your eyes. Now, if you want, you could also do a little movement with your left foot so you mobilize that ankle. And of course, go both directions. Great. Change sides and reverse it. Okay, good. Now bring both feet to the floor. Let's do a little standing meditation. We haven't done this one for a while. Um, and I remember back when I used to study Tai Chi, we would do this. Our Grand Master would tell us to imagine like you're hugging a tree. And if you ever see any people in Qigong or Tai Chi doing the standing meditation, it's kind of what they're doing. It's like they're hugging a tree. So have your feet relatively wide. So I would say about shoulder width or so. And then you want to bend your knees a little bit. Now, one reason why we're bending the knees is in this meditation, in this kind of approach, they want to build more strength in the legs and try to relax the lower back. So when you bend your knees, it's easier to do a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt. And the analogy I oftentimes use, as they used, was imagine there's that string tied to your tailbone with a 1 pound weight, just gently tractioning your tailbone down and thus your spine. So bend your knees a little bit so you feel your quadriceps tighten up a little bit. And then see as a result if you can let your lower back relax and your tailbone kind of fall down. Okay. Now, once you've done that, bring your arms forward. So the way I like to do it is not like I'm reaching too far, but I just kind of have my arms and my elbows bending, arms in kind of a relaxed state here, not reaching too much. There's no tension in my shoulders. Again, you want the tension in your big thigh muscles for this one. But your fingers are pointing together. They would say, like, imagine like you feel the chi running from one set of fingers to the other set of fingers. So my fingers aren't touching, but they're kind of pointing toward each other. Okay, my arms and shoulders are relaxed, and I'm just gonna stay here. You can keep your eyes open or closed now, and then begin to focus on your breath. Begin to lengthen your exhale and deepen your inhale. Breathing through your nose, preferably though now hearing the breath move in and out of your throat. So you're beginning to practice Ujjayi pranayama. Okay, now as you exhale, engage your lower abdomen, lift your pelvic floor. And then, especially in this position here, when you inhale, see if you can get the back of your rib cage to expand, like you're breathing into your back. Again, as you exhale, engage your lower abdomen, lift your pelvic floor. As you inhale, get some breath into your back, even down toward your kidney area. If you don't feel that happening, you might need to do that tailbone dropping toward the floor a little bit more and or draw the front of your low ribs in a little bit by tightening your upper abdomen. Okay, let's begin to incorporate some movements here. So as you exhale, now bring your palms together, knees still a little bit bent. Then this next inhale, bring your arms out like a T so you expand your chest and rib cage and straighten your knees so you stand really tall, even slightly lift your chin. Okay, now as you exhale, slowly bring your palms together again, bend your knees and lower your chin. Now this inhale, press your palms up toward the ceiling, stand really tall and look up. And this exhale, press your palms toward the floor, look down, bend your knees. And finally, inhale, sweep your arms up, stand really tall. And then exhale, as you bring your palms back together, knees a little bit bent, lower your chin. Let's go through that sequence again. Inhale, arms out like a T, stand tall, lift your chin. Exhale, slowly bring your palms together, bend your knees and lower your chin. Inhale, press your palms up, look up, stand tall. Exhale, press your palms toward the floor, look down, bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up, stand tall. Exhale, back to the starting position. One more time through that sequence together. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale back to the starting position. Okay, let's go through that sequence a couple more times on your own at your own pace. Use the movements of your body to stretch the breath. Okay, great. And once you're back to the starting position, let's take a few breaths here. Great. Now I'm going to assume you're facing the front edge of your mat. So I'm just going to start here, but now step your left foot back. Step your left foot back, not too far. So we're going to do the Tai Chi warrior. So just let's say a couple of feet between your feet, and then bend your left knee so you take more weight on that foot. Your right foot over there is really light, and still release your tailbone toward the floor so you can breathe into your back. Now right hand up, left hand on your heart, giving the offering. Let's take a few slow, smooth breaths here. Okay, now let's shift weight. So shift weight onto your front foot, bend that knee, turn your shoulders, and push with your left hand as you pull back with your right hand. Readjust your feet if necessary and take as much weight on this front foot as you can. Okay, let's go back and forth. So as you inhale, pull back, shift weight onto your left foot, block with your right hand. And as you exhale, shift weight onto your right foot, bend your right knee, and push with your left hand. Inhale as you shift weight onto your back foot. Exhale as you shift weight onto your front foot. Keep going. Remember, the priority is the shifting weight from one foot to the other. Shift weight from one foot to the other. Whichever foot has the weight, that knee is bent. The other knee is straight. And sometimes it feels like you need to shift your feet a little bit, or adjust your feet, I should say. That's fine if you do. Okay, now we'll go a little bit longer on this side, but now if you want a little more challenging to work on your balance a little bit more, when you shift weight back onto your left foot, you can also begin to pull your right foot back and lift your right foot off the floor as you straighten your back knee. So you take a moment here to balance on one foot again. Now it's for the transition back, bend your left knee so you can softly bring your right foot back down and then shift your weight onto your front foot. Good. Shift weight to your back foot, maybe balance on that foot just for a moment, and then shift weight onto your front foot again. Now, if that last part is too challenging, of course, you could skip that part. One more time. Okay, good. Then step both feet to the front of your mat again. Just take a breath here, like in a kind of a wide-footed mountain pose. Smooth out your breath if necessary. And let's change that. Now step your right foot back. And then you'll want to turn your right toes out, of course. Bend your right knee. Shift weight onto that foot. Release your tailbone down. Take a few breaths into your back here with your left hand doing the blocking, your right hand giving the offering under your heart. All right, now bend your left knee. Shift weight onto that foot. Turn your shoulders and push with your right hand. Most of your weight on this front foot. Okay, here we go. Shift weight onto your right foot. Block with your left hand. Shift weight onto your left foot and push with your right hand. Inhale and exhale. Well, if you want to add that second part, the balancing on your back foot, let's do that now. So as you shift weight onto your right foot, maybe begin to lift your left foot off the floor and stand tall for a brief moment. And then softly shift weight onto your left foot and keep going. One more time. Okay, great. Then step back toward the front of your mat. Take a few breaths. And now let's begin to lean forward. Bring your fingertips to the floor. That may require you to bend your knees. That's fine if you do, but bring your fingertips, including your thumb tips, by the way, to the floor. Make sure your toes are pointing forward to the front edge of your mat. Now we have a little space, maybe a lot of space between my feet, so they're still at least hip width. Now let's come into a nice squat. So for this squat, like we did last week, go ahead and let your heels lift off the floor. Get your arms between your knees and just stay on your fingertips. And as you sink your hips, look forward and try to extend your spine again. And next time you exhale, press your heels down, your hips up. Relax your neck. And then repeat as you inhale, come into the squat with your arms between your knees. Look forward, extend your spine. And then as you exhale, press your hips up, flex your spine, relax your neck. Let's try a few more of those. So we just continue to wake up the hips. Okay, this time stay in the squat. It might feel good to make some little movements here. Okay, diagonal movements, side to side, front and back, whatever feels good. Okay, now go ahead and step your right foot back into a lunge and just make some movements here with your hips, like into a lizard lunge. Readjust your feet if you need to. And then let's change sides. Okay, so let's step back into down dog. Just pedal your feet back and forth a little bit. Shift your hips side to side. Let's go through some kneeling salutes next. So as you inhale, rock forward to all fours. Lengthen that area between your sternum and navel again. As you exhale, sit back to child's pose. Make sure you tighten your abdomen on the way back. Now this time, now sweep your arms up, open the fronts of your hips. And exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours, lift your chest and look forward. And now exhale back to dog pose. Let's just go through one more of those together. Inhale to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose, tighten your abdomen. Inhale, reach up. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to your hands and knees. And then exhale back to dog pose. Let's just go through a few more kneeling salutes again on your own at your own pace. Use the movements of your body to stretch the breath. Okay, now the next time you're in child's pose, let's just stay there. Let's meet in child's pose, Balasana. And like I asked you to earlier, breathe into your back. This should feel a lot easier now to notice the back of your rib cage expanding when you inhale, like you're breathing in the area behind your heart, even down towards your kidneys. All right, now walk your hands over toward the left side of your mat. And then once you do that, focus on breathing into the right side of your rib cage as if you could breathe more into your right lung. All right, change sides. Walk your hands over toward the right side of your mat and breathe into the left side of your rib cage and your left lung. Okay, now let's slide forward right into crocodile pose. Just rest your forehead on your hands. And now fill your entire torso with breath. Just focus on filling your torso with breath. All right, now stay here, but bend your knees and make circles with your shins so you rotate your thighs like you're the crocodile wagging its tail. And then reverse it, go the other direction. Okay, now let's do the crocodile frog combo. Slide your right leg out to the side. So it's kind of like in a half frog. So your right knee's at a 90-degree angle, and your right toes point out to the right. And as you do this, your hips will want to lift up. They'll lift a little bit, but see if you can keep your hips as low as possible as you bring that right leg out to a 90-degree angle. And then if you want a little more challenge, lift your right foot and ankle off the floor 5 or 6 times so you actively internally rotate that thigh. Keep your knee down, but just lift your foot and ankle up. Okay, change that. So slide your right leg onto your mat again. Bring your left knee out to the side so it's at a 90-degree angle with your toes pointing out. And then it feels good from there. Lift your left foot and ankle up. Okay, then let's do the kind of this full on frog variation. Now, for this one, you might want to kind of pivot so you are facing the long edge of your mat and you have padding under your knees. But what we'll do is just bring both knees out to the side, toes pointing away from each other. And at this point, at some point relatively quickly, you'll kind of find your limit. So once you find your limit of how far you can spread your knees, a lot of times it feels good to kind of move your hips forward and backward to find a better spot. Um, it also is helpful a lot of times to do a little kind of cat cow movement here. So kind of tuck your tailbone and lift your tailbone until you find a spot that doesn't hurt, but you feel something going on. To kind of find a balance of a little bit of tension, but also an area, a place you can stay at and breathe into a little bit. All right, good. Now slide your legs together again. Let's come right into Sphinx pose. And now once you're in Sphinx, you can pull your rib cage forward away from your hips and create a little more length. Once you create more length in your waist, bend your knees and make those circles again. So you're the Sphinx wagging its tail. Both directions again. Okay, good. Now stay in Sphinx a little bit longer, or if it feels good, lift into a bigger cobra or upward facing dog. Then from there, if it feels good, you might turn your shoulders a bit side to side as well. Okay, now one more time back to downward facing dog. And this time in down dog, press your thighs back a little bit further. Okay, good. Let's come down to all fours again. Cross your ankles, have a seat, and just stretch your right leg forward, but then bend your left knee and use your hands to massage your left foot. So wake up all its little joints. Okay, change sides. Wake up your right foot. Okay, stretch both legs forward. Let's come into boat pose. Now, as always, we've got a bunch of options for boat pose. First, start by holding your thighs and then leaning back a little bit so you can lift your feet off the floor. So feel free to stay here, find your balance, or more challenging, of course, would be to not hold your legs. And you can keep your knees bent or straight. Straight's a little bit more challenging usually. If you want a little more fun, and of course, assuming this does not bother your low back, you could rock the boat. So you can exhale and rock back, and then rock forward. Holding your legs makes it a little bit easier. Now, holding your legs makes it a little harder. So let's do any one of those boat variations I just demonstrated just for the next 30 seconds or so. Okay. Bring your feet to the floor, but now have your feet the width of your mat, if not wider. Lean back on your hands. And as you lean back, really lean back on your hands so you can decompress your spine a bit. And then just do some easy windshield wipers. When you exhale, drop your knees to one side. When you inhale, lift them back up. Now continue with this one, or if you want to add a little more stretch here, when you drop your knees to your left, reach with your right hand and lift your hips up so you get a big side stretch in there. And then let's have a seat again and change sides. If that hurts a joint, of course, you can skip that last part. All right, now the next time you drop your knees to your left, keep them there, set up a good 90-90 position, and then bring your hands to the floor outside your left thigh. And as always, you can keep your hands on the floor. If it feels better, you can bring your forearms to the floor, whichever you prefer. Let's take a moment here in the twist. Let's practice being still. Maybe slow down your breath a little bit more. All right, let's change sides. Drop your knees to your right. Set up a good 90-90 and then twist. Very nice. Unwind. Now bring the soles of your feet together for the butterfly. And at first, so we're going to do a couple of different variations here. First, pull your heels in as close as you can to your hips. You're going to hold your feet or ankles, then sit up really tall. As you sit up and lift your sternum, see if you can also broaden your collarbone area and move your knees toward the floor all at the same time. Take a few slow, smooth breaths here. Now begin to lean forward over your feet. Good. Now sit up tall. And from here, just stretch your right foot forward. Keep your left knee bent here. So your left foot's kind of on your inner right thigh. Good. From here, your right foot is forward. Just hold your right toes with your right fingertips. If you can't reach, you can also hold your ankle or your pant leg or something like that. But see if you hold your right toes and foot with your right hand. Turn your shoulders to your left and just reach your left hand toward the ceiling. Try to touch the ceiling with your left fingertips as you hold your right toes with your right fingertips. As you're here, see if you can breathe into the left side of your rib cage as if you're breathing into your left lung again, or as if you're breathing more into your left lung, I should say. Okay, good. Let's change sides. So stretch your left leg forward, bend your right knee. So your right foot's on your inner left thigh. And then hold your left toes with your left fingertips or whatever's there. Turn your shoulders to your right and reach your right fingertips toward the ceiling. Try to touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. And now breathe into the right side of your rib cage and your right lung. Okay, unwind. Now, let's do star pose next. So bring the soles of your feet together again, but this time move your feet away from your hips. So you start with like a diamond shape with your legs, and then begin to lean forward. Imagine eventually you're going to rest your forehead in the arches of your feet, and then make a 6-point star with your fingertips, your elbows, your knees, and your tailbone. All right, let's lift up. Lie onto your back. Let's do a little bridging next. Now, like we've been doing these last few weeks, I'm going to ask you to do this a little bit differently than we used to. So I'm going to ask you to keep your arms down by your sides the whole time. And then when you exhale, press your feet down, press your hips up as you exhale. Slowly, of course, no need to rush. So exhale, push your hips up. See if you can really think about opening the fronts of your hips and really grounding through both feet. And then when you inhale, slowly release your hips back down. Okay, as you exhale, push your feet down, open the fronts of your hips, engage your glutes. And then when you inhale, slowly lower your hips back down. Let's try that 5 or 6 more times. Now this time, keep your hips up. Keep your hips up. Keep grounding through your feet. Even ground through your big toes. Take a few slow, smooth breaths here. Especially if you're more experienced, see if you can still make that sound in your throat when you inhale and when you exhale. So you continue with the ujjayi. Okay. Now lower your hips. Draw your knees into your chest. Just make some circles with your knees so you massage your lower back on the floor. And then reverse it. Go the other direction. Okay, let's just do like a passive windshield wiper. So bend your knees, have your feet like the width of your mat, and drop your knees to your left, turn your chin to your right. And then from there, bring your left ankle on your right thigh. So your right thigh and hip have a deep internal rotation. Okay, change sides. Okay, pull your knees into your chest and let's practice Tadaka Mudra next. Reach your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and press your palms toward the wall behind you. Slide your legs together. Press your heels toward the wall in front of you. So use the strength of your arms and legs to really lengthen your spine. Now, tuck your chin, exhale all the breath out. Very end of exhale. Suck your navel back so you hollow out your abdomen. After a second or two, relax your abdomen. Inhale and repeat two more times. Okay, relax your arms and legs. Take a minute now to do whatever it feels like you need to do to make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Do whatever it feels like you need so you're super comfortable. And we can spend at least 5 minutes here completely letting go of the body. Begin to lengthen your exhale, deepen your inhale again, wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your ankles and wrists, and just take the next minute or so to work yourself back up to seated and now into any comfortable seated posture. Okay, let's practice some more pranayama, but now let's do a couple different techniques. Let's practice an ujjayi inhale and a nadi shodhana exhale. So that means whenever you inhale, breathe in through both noses, but see if you can make that sound in your throat. When you exhale, block off one nostril, exhale through the open nostril, obviously, silently and slowly. And we'll keep altering the nostril we exhale through. If pranayama is new to you, maybe just stick with that. If a lot of us here are more experienced, though, so let's add a couple more conditions. Make the exhale slower than your inhale. Make the exhale slower than your inhale. So still take a full deep breath in, but just slow your exhale down by lightly pressing down on the open nostril so you make it more narrow, which will help you to slow the breath down. Let's also add a pause after inhale. So once you've taken this full inhale, pause, retain the breath in for however long feels appropriate for you. During that pause, just practice being really still. When it feels like it's time to exhale, though, exhale through that open nostril slowly and smoothly. Okay. I'll talk us through the first round and let's go for a few minutes here. So if you're not already, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and practice Jalandhara Bandha. So it feels like you're lifting your heart, but gently bowing your head. Okay, now exhale all the breath out. Inhale through both nostrils, but see if you can make that sound in your throat. Pause briefly. Now bend your right elbow. Use your ring finger to completely block off your left nostril. Rest your thumb on your right as you exhale through that right side silently and slowly. Once you've exhaled all the breath out, then release your hand down. Inhale again through both nostrils, but make that sound in your throat. Pause here. Focus on your heart staying vibrant, but your mind tranquil. Bend your right elbow. Now use your thumb to completely block off your right nostril. Rest your ring finger on your left as you exhale through that left side silently and slowly. Okay, that was one round. Continue at your own pace now. And once you've completed this round, allow yourself to breathe freely again. And if it feels like you need to change the cross of your legs or adjust your seat in any way, take care of that. All right, now bring your awareness into your brain. Bring your awareness into your brain and see it very clear and open like an empty blue sky. See and feel your mind very clear and open like an empty blue sky. If a thought arises, see it as a single cloud passing through the sky. So allow it to come, acknowledge it, but then allow it to pass. Once it has passed, then again, notice your mind very clear and open, just like an empty blue sky. All right, then bring your palms together. Back to Anjali Mudra. Take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. Start to rub your palms together, create a little heat. Once you build some heat, rest your hands over your eyes. Feel it moving in, recharging your senses. Take one last slow, smooth breath here. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed class. Have a fantastic day. And don't forget, if you're enjoying these classes, help us spread the word. Let your friends know about our app and on-demand site. Hope to see you again soon. Have a great weekend.